is connected real quick. Okay, now it looks like we are connected. Hey there, I'm Vicki, your host of The Marketing Stream. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I'm going to talk about content ideas that you can use for your marketing purposes that help attract your best paying customers. So we're all very familiar with how to do research and where to do research, but I have two different tools today, or just two different ways that might be new to you, and hopefully they are helpful in your research and understanding what type of content would be best for your ideal customers. So again, I'm Vicki O'Neill, your host of The Marketing Stream. I am the Plateau to Grow marketer, and thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you, Consult a Blind Guy and Diana, for being here early. I was able to chat with you guys in the window before we went live, so thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll pull those up real quick. Consult a Blind Guy, thank you so much for being here. And Diana, I appreciate it. All right, so I am, Fun Will Now Commence is now joining us. Thank you so much for joining us as well. I appreciate it. All right, so as we all know, with our marketing purposes and anything that we do with social media or posts or even video topics, it's all about attracting your ideal customers, right? That's what we want to do so that we can work with our best customers, or at least have the best chances to work with our ideal customers. And as I've mentioned many times on either the live streams, I mentioned on my uploaded videos, I've mentioned on my podcast, pretty much everywhere. I'll mention the importance of understanding who your ideal customer is. So we all know who it is for the most part. In fact, if you know who your ideal customer is, go ahead and put it in the chat. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and leave it in the comments. I would love to know if you've identified who your ideal customer is. And I will show you how that is when I go into one of these tools and how you can apply that for your particular business. So really all about creating content and the time that we invest in posting information on social media. It's all about attracting those customers. And we want them to be our best customers. So we work better with people who are either like us or that we're providing the most value, the most service, and we're helping the most. So that's really what it's all about. So everything should revolve around them. It's everything about them, and you want to make sure that you're hitting on those pain points or understanding what challenges they're having and how you can best overcome those challenges. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull this up. Great, we've got some people in here just in time. Great, I think I might need to do something with this. There we go. I'm not interested in those types of comments, so very easily block those people. So no problem. I do not have a problem with that. Let's see here, Diana. People are creating online courses to grow their business and income are my ideal clients. Yes, and there's such a need for that as well too, Diana, because of COVID and so many people going from either in person to online, or just really having to pivot with their business in general and taking their business in a different direction. So if they were used to one-on-one consults, now being able to have online courses, then that's a perfect way to scale a business and also make more money. So let's go ahead, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you this first way to do this. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and so you guys can see this, hopefully. If you can see that, put a thumbs up in the screen. I want to make sure that that is coming through loud and clear. And once I see that, then I will go ahead and remove myself from the window and make sure that you guys can see this at full screen as much as possible. So I'm going to go through two different ways, and hopefully this is all new to you guys. And I would love to know, as I'm going through this, how this is going to help you, or if you have different ideas on things that you want me to pull up on the screen, whether it's for your ideal customer or just out of curiosity. Because that's what I was doing as I was going through this. I'm like, oh, I wonder if this would work, or what if I plug this in and see what happens. So, okay, good. Thank you so much for confirming that. So we'll go here, and I just pulled up google.com, which this is my, normally I just have this as my default screen, but I actually typed in google.com. And what I'm going to do is type in, not the vet. I'm having problems with my cat, so I was looking that up. I'm going to type in, just for curiosity and just more for showing you guys some different things that you can do and actually more fun to look at, is I'm going to type in, because I've got cats, I'm going to say cat lover. And then what I'm going to do is put magazine at the end of this. And the reason why I'm doing this is saying that, okay, if and we'll type this in with one of your guys's too. If one of my ideal customers was, we'll just say the crazy cat lady, and I wanted to attract that type of customer. The reason why I'm typing this in is because magazines, as we all know, whether you're standing in the line at the grocery store or, back in the day when you used to have them delivered to your home, people are attracted to different magazines because of the titles. Apart from the fact that, this is for the crazy cat lady, it's also because they'll go to Cat World versus Meow versus Cat Fancy based on the titles that are being shown on the outside of the cover, right? So if, I've got, I wanted to get some nutrition advice on my cat, and I saw this on this particular cover, then that's something that would be more attracted, that would attract me. So if I'm targeting the crazy cat lady or just people who love their cats, they want to take care of their cats, then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to type in the search, like I did, cat lover. You can try different things as well, and then magazine. So just like with me, it would be, for mine, it's small businesses magazine, or it could be growth business magazine, and type in different things to get different search results. And then what you want to do is just pull this up and see what the different topics are. And if I was targeting cat ladies, then I can start see cat people. I don't want to just keep targeting cat ladies. But this gives me ideas of different types of content that I could actually create. So in this example, nutrition advice, it could be something like, 5 tips for keeping a healthy cat, or nutrition advice for the cat lover. Here it could be, how cat sitters can ease work worries. If you, back in the day when we used to work away from home, right? Then that may need to be like maybe a separation anxiety type article. But these are headlines that you can look at to get ideas on what's attracting people to this particular publication or this particular audience, and start diving into the different covers. Oh my gosh, I was going to say cat covers. The different covers of these magazines, and you can start finding some different ways. So train your cat to stay indoors. That could be a title of a blog post, or it could be the title of your video. And you can walk through different training techniques and actually make it a series of sorts. Here, I'll do this so you're not always looking at just the screen. You could do it as part of a series if you were focused on training. You were a cat trainer and you wanted to do it, whether it was stay indoors, or if you wanted to focus on behavioral changes, or kittens becoming adult cats, just, training them to be cat litter trained. So these are just different ways that you can go in. And again, this was just a very simplified example. And I was thinking of that this morning because I was looking it up for my cat. And so I was just like, oh, that'll be something generic that we can all benefit from and all see. Not that we're all cat lovers, but let's see here. Yep, my ideal customer is the visual impaired content creators. Okay, great. Thank you for doing that. Thanks. Hi, Anakin Skywalker. Thank you for being here. Okay, so we've got more people like this. All right, that's okay. We can handle this. We can get rid of the people who are not playing nice. That's okay. I've never seen this method. What a great idea. Okay, thanks, Diane. I'm glad that you had said that. I wasn't sure if anyone had actually seen this before or if it would be something new. So I'm glad that it's something new. So it is a great way of doing that. So let's go in here and for consult a blind guy, let's go in here and say, let's see if there's a visually impaired. And I don't know if magazine would be, let's just do this, impaired. Trolls. I know, right? That's the first time I've had a troll. So that maybe that makes me feel good. Maybe that means I'm doing some good things, right? And they're just letting me know that. Keeping it real. That's all good. Okay, so activities, white print, dialogue. So there's different topics here. You could still type it in and get different content ideas based on what's here. And even if it's not magazine, maybe it's visual impaired. Are there like events? We can see what people are typing in or how they're creating different events. And you can go in there as well. So making the blind visible. Here's a far vision. Oh, that's just like an app. That one doesn't have as many, at least on the images, it doesn't. But we could go in here and just look at all results and see how people are labeling their content that they're putting on their website. And of course, looking at the top results that you type in, those are going to be the ones that are most relevant or the ones that people are looking for most often. So that's a way to do that as well. And because I have ubersuggest installed on here as a Chrome extension, I actually reviewed that in my video from last week, which for the replay, I'll include a link to that in the description. But that's why you see these extra data points or extra references on this page, is because I've got that installed. So what's really helpful with this is that because of that, what I typed in, now it's giving me some additional data on each of these web links. So here it's saying that the domain score is 49, which means it's kind of low. But if I go through here and just look at the different domain scores, like this one's 85. So that one might be a more relevant well, this is a calendar of events, but that could give us, some good insights as to what different event names people are looking at. The non-visual desktop access users and developers conference. These are just different types of awards for this particular event. So, but you can see that with that extra piece of data, whether it's this type of search or any type of search, how the ubersuggest is working with this search. So 20 activities for the visually impaired. That would be a good one to go to as well, because maybe those activities are different topics that you could write on or you could, present on, talk about. So the 20 activities, tips for communicating. You could do each of these. So in here, it would be barriers confronting people with vision impairment. Tips for communicating with visually impaired people, 20 activities. And you could go through each one of these. So this is just a different way to actually do that. Now, the one that I was showing before on the magazine covers, then those are ones that are going to be just more visual. And because they're magazines, like I mentioned earlier, they're going to be more attracted to those just because the people who publish those magazines aren't going to put headlines that aren't attracting that particular audience, right? So just keep that in mind, that when you do that, and you guys probably already know this, but based on your search results, if you go over to news, that will show you the latest and greatest. So if there's anything going on for in your industry, or if you want to know what's going on with your target audience, you can go here, look at news, and it obviously gives you the different publication names and then how long ago they were updated. So Magical Reading was updated. This was something that was published just 40 minutes ago. So that's pretty relevant or pretty recent. So it's just another option to do it. Google obviously is awesome. So there's just different ways to do that. Let's go here and take this off. And then Diana, let me go back to yours and re-pull it up because I know that you had one too. You see it. So here is yours. People creating online courses to grow their business and income. Is there a particular industry that you are working with? Let me know that in the comments. I'm going to look up online courses online courses for business, well, hello, business professionals magazine. Let's see what happens with that. There may not be anything. So if you go to images, let's see if there are any magazine covers here. So while that's doing that, oh, so you could go to Forbes. That would be a good one to go to and look at the different content topics. Of course, this one's like super small, so I'm not going to be able to read it. Blue Collar Caviar King. So that must be a name associated with that. So you can go here and then look at different business publications and the types of headlines that they're including with those. And those are ideas that you could use as well. So obviously it's a lot more fun when you're talking about different pets. So, okay, so that is that one. And the second one that I have, and you guys are probably familiar with this, and it's Quora. So if you are on Quora and you are convenience store owners. Hey, Matt, thank you so much for joining. Awesome. Convenience store owners. So let's go in there and do that real quick. Convenience store owners. Convenience store magazine. Here's what we can do here and look at, they have convenience store news. Here's all kinds of different ones, but they are, here we go. My computer is, it sounds like the fan's running, so I think there's something going on behind the scenes that I'm not sure what it is right now. That one's just top women in convenience. Let's see here. An uncertain future. So there's some different topics inside. Are you EMV ready at the pump? So I'm not sure what that is. Maybe environmentally friendly topic, perhaps. I'm not sure. Let's go here. What's this one? So Quick Way Breadwinner. That must be Quick Way, I think, is one of the name of the convenience stores. Oh, this one's in Canada. So you can pull those up too and look at different topics. Let me see here. Convenience store. Let me see if there's a different one for owners. We need to be able to block some of these people. Geesh. Thank you so much. It's hard to keep up with them. I think it's the same person that just keeps coming in and just posting something. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Popping in to say hi. Hey, Just Samson. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate you popping in. It's awesome having you guys here. Thank you. Let's hear Diana. One type of client I work with is real estate investors. Oh, that'll be a good one. That search will be easy for sure. It definitely will be. Okay, so let's go back here real quick. So this is interesting. This one, when I put in owner for the magazine, it popped up with a lot more options. So that's one thing to do too, is that when you're doing a search, play around with the keywords. It doesn't always have to be that one particular one. But so this one is envisioning a frictionless future. That actually sounds very exciting. That sounds interesting. So that would be a topic that you could look at as well. So hopefully that helps out. Let's go back to yours, Diana, and say the moderator or two. Yeah, I might have to. Real estate investors. So let's go back to this real quick and do, this will probably have investors magazine. This will probably have a lot of different topics. So Diana, this actually would be really good for you in coming up with different marketing materials or different social media posts, like the headlines that you would want to include. So when you're posting your fabulous videos on YouTube, you could create a headline on LinkedIn, which is where I know that you spend most of your time, that will attract more people, and even play around with maybe some of the hashtags that you use on LinkedIn and see if you can get a broader audience or more reach and get more engagement on your videos, because they are awesome. So yeah, here's a bunch of them. This one's got actually a lot of headlines on the cover itself. This is personal real estate investor. Money goes where it's treated. But they probably should use a different font like that. Or it could just be me. I need my glasses right now. Offshore investments, spearheading the charge into Africa, property lessons, first-time home buyers. So as you can imagine with real estate, like there's so many different things that you could choose from, Diana, that this is actually a great target audience for you because there's so many ideas that you can gain from just using that one search criteria and just pulling up some of these different magazine covers to see what's available. So, all right, so let's go back and see this. Me and a mod sister, I'll be happy to help deal with things like this for you. Thank you so much, Consult a Blind Guy. I appreciate that. You guys are saying hi to each other. You can add me as a mod too. Okay, thank you. You guys are awesome. You are awesome. They are wasting their time. Okay, so the second one that I mentioned is Quora. Now, you guys have probably heard of this before, but this is an excellent resource to go to because this is where people are asking questions. And you can answer them, or you can just read what everybody else is answering and understand what the real pain points are. So if we go back in here, like I was doing small business. Actually, we'll do the real estate investors. Real, if I can spell it correct, real estate investors. Let's see what that comes up with. And then we'll go back and do visually impaired, and we can do convenience stores too. So you can see here, how do you find real estate investors? How can I become a real estate investor? What's it like to be a real estate investor? Just those top 3 questions are, as you can see, these are, 27 answers. Those are, I mean, to me, that seems like a lot. This one's got 55. But those are like great questions that you can even dive in on all your content that revolves around that. And Diana, for you, why an online course would be helpful for them. I mean, just this alone, this page alone has so many different ideas. And I don't know just off the top of my head if it makes sense to me, make each one of those like different modules that they could learn from. But it's a way to pitch those ideal customers on how you can help them create an online course that then is going to help their business grow. And of course, as we know with online courses, when it's out there, if it's always out there, then you can start creating a bigger customer base simply by having something like that they can access on demand. So that in itself is extremely helpful. So if we go back and go into, instead of real estate investors, let's do convenience store owners, because we're going to add owners this time instead of just convenience store. And let's see what comes up. How much does a convenience store owner earn in a year? How much money do convenience store owners make? Okay, so this is around a lot of interest in how much money they can expect to make if they own a convenience store. Here's one right here. What are some of the pain points convenience store owners have? That's perfect. So you can look at that and see what the answers are and then write articles or write blog posts, or you could even look for podcasts that target the convenience store owners or just convenience stores, and look at ways that you can become a guest on that particular podcast. So you create videos, or obviously any type of media will work for that. But look at these for like the questions that you need to be asking yourself and that you could use as a headline in your marketing or your social media, your content. And then think about how you can deliver that content, the information, how you're going to help them by using these individual questions. So, and then let's go in here real quick and do visually impaired and visual impairments, I think is what it was, the exact title that you had mentioned. Let's hear, what does visually impaired mean? So maybe there's some people out there, there's 12 answers, so that seems kind of high. Maybe it's just kind of taking a step back and going back to basics and say, okay, let's just start from ground one. Why are they asking this? And then how can I best answer it in a way that people can understand it? Because maybe they're wanting to contribute somehow to this particular audience. And maybe they just need some, basic information. What is the best cell phone for them to use? What is it like to be visually impaired? That would be a great example or a great way to share your story. because I believe that there are different levels or severity of being visually impaired. So maybe kind of talk about that and then just what it means and the pros and cons. And you can have all kinds of content. So this will actually help you with just searching to find out what questions are people asking, and then think of how can I best answer them with those questions. Okay, so let's see here. I may be blind, but I see through you just, but I see through you just fine. I love that. That was awesome. I tried out Quora and even have an account there. Keeping active on there was a waste of my time, but I do use it for search sometimes. Yeah, I was doing that too. I was answering a bunch of questions, but it seems like you invest a lot of time answering the questions, but it's just, it can become very time consuming. Okay, Matt, what about searching a particular product rather than a client type? For example, we sell anti-fatigue mats to a variety of customers. Would searching by a product type yield the same kind of results? Let's give it a try. So let's do anti-fatigue mats. Let's see what happens. See what we get here. Okay, so standing desk, do you wear shoes on anti-fatigue mats? So maybe it's different types of, like what you can expect, whether it's like shoes, if it's bare feet, if there's any impact, you know, how do you keep it clean? What is the science behind it? Talk about the materials that make it up, the longevity of the mats, you know, how do they make them? And why did they come up with it? Like, what was that moment where somebody said, I need to come up with this anti-fatigue mat? Because whenever there's an invention or whenever there's something new, there's a pain point, there's a reason, there's a gap in the market, there's something that triggers them to say, I need to create this. And that might be a really interesting story. I think those types of stories are really cool. And people are either intrigued by them or they're just saying, hey, I just want to know more about it. And to know where it actually started is just amazing. What is it? Where can I buy them? So you've got all kinds of questions here, Matt. What is the importance of anti-fatigue matting? And you could even do like you could do all kinds of this. I've actually seen Diana do this with her videos where she compares different online tools like LMS systems. I've seen other people do this as well where you know, you can compare an anti-fatigue mat with a different type of mat. And then you could do an anti-fatigue mat with this other type of mat. I mean, you could have all different types of combinations, but look at those ones where there are people who are looking at, you know, maybe those most popular types. So they're kind of debating whether they should go with this one or they should go with that one. So you could do the same thing over here. So let's do anti-fatigue mat magazine. This might be more like a flat or a floor mat magazine for images, because this is actually just going to give us, I need to put, it's got magazine at the end of it. So that might just be, maybe you have to look at floor mats, or you could do indoor mat magazine, or you could just do mat magazine. My computer's like going really slow right now. So I apologize for that. Let's do this, mat magazine, and see what comes up. Okay. Oh, that's looking at mad. No, that would be fun, but let's do indoor mat magazine. And you could actually go to like even flooring, like that might be something you could look at a flooring magazine. Go over here and see if I've missed anything. Diana, okay, good, awesome. Yes, she compares. Yeah, she does. So yeah, that's how you can do it for different types of products. And you can do that here. Another way to do this as well is to just do anti-fatigue mat. And just by typing it in on Google, Matt, you can see that these are other searches that people are looking for. So they're looking for anti-fatigue mats for the kitchen. Maybe they're made in Canada or they're being shipped from Canada. You can buy them at Costco for a standing desk. So you've got all these different options here, and these are the searches that people are actively looking for. So these are things that would give you great content ideas that you could write for. And then if people are already searching for that, that's going to help push your content higher in the search results because of that. Also, if you go, if you go to all, I don't know if these are going to be the same ones at the bottom or not, But when you type in a search and you've got your, your list of your ads and all of your organic search results, at the bottom for your related searches, this also will give you some different content ideas. So small indoor entry mat. What is the best doormat for indoors? So these are things that people are also searching for. And you can look at the relevancy for an anti-fatigue mat and see if any of these make sense to write about, and then include the anti-fatigue mat inside the article as a solution or a comparison or a consideration, or, to buy. So that is another way of doing that as well. Okay, thanks for your support input. Yeah, check out Diana. She's really great at not only just doing videos, but online course creation and all of that. So Matt, if that's something that you are interested in, I highly recommend you check out Diana's channel before you leave YouTube. So yeah, that is what I was going to review with you guys while we were on this live video. Thank you. I'm glad you guys were participating and giving me suggestions and things that you were doing with your target audience, because that makes it more interesting for you. And I'm here to help you. So I'm just here to be the facilitator of the information. So hopefully, let me know in the comments or in the chat if that was helpful to walk through those two tools, and if it's something that's going to be useful to you in the future when you're looking for your different content ideas. So hopefully it was. The benefits of using an anti-fatigue mat with your standing desk. Yes, definitely. That's what this is. I'm just sitting down. I love that it goes, you can use it as a standing desk, or you can use it as a sitting down desk. Yeah, so that is what I have for you guys. Before you leave, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new here, hit subscribe. If you're watching the replay, leave a comment below, any questions that you have. And then also, I'm going to be uploading a video tomorrow that is going to be on the 5 characteristics of high converting content. So that is what I'll be doing tomorrow. So by subscribing and hitting the bell notification, you'll be notified when that video is available. And then you can go and you can watch it and you can provide feedback as well. Also, below in the description, there are different links that you can download different documents that are going to help with your search, but also help you with creating content for the customer journey. So I'd gone through a series early on in my live videos talking about the 6 steps to creating content for the customer journey. And there's a video for each one of those steps. In fact, it's a separate playlist. So if you're interested in going through those videos, or if you just want to go and download the document, which is actually a working document, you can find that link below in the description, as well as some other links that are going to provide additional value on this topic, and also just in creating content. So yeah, let me know if there's any other questions. Oh, thank you. And thank you so much for your help, guys, with the trolls. I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing these resources. It's very helpful. Awesome. Glad that was helpful. Fun will now commence. And Diana, looking forward to that video. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for your support too. I appreciate you being here. And Matt, thank you so much. He said, thanks for the suggestions, or great suggestions. Awesome. Great.